All week, we've been examining the strains western Montana schools are facing because of state budget cuts. In Missoula County, voters passed levies that essentially brought the elementary schools' budgets back up to this year's level, but the high schools still need to chop about $120,000 from their current budget. Robin O'Day joins us with our continued report, Your Schools, Your Money. Good morning once again, Robin.
Good morning, Angela.
So you had the opportunity to talk to a teacher who has been teaching for several decades. She's a tenured teacher. And then you also had the chance to speak to somebody who is newly stepping into the teaching workforce. And what have you learned about how the profession has changed over the course of the years?
Well, I will tell you what, they are vastly different, the two different professions, especially the older teachers that I spoke with said when they got out of college, they had so many jobs coming their way, it was hard to actually choose which job to take. In fact, one teacher didn't even have an interview. She just simply sent in her application, and then she had a contract in the mail. And then this recent grad that we had just previously, Josh Tone, he's looking for a job. He says in Missoula, really difficult. He might have to go to eastern Montana, also out of state to find a job, but he's willing to do that because ultimately he'd like to come back home to Montana and teach here at some point in time.
So have some education underneath this belt while he searches for another job in another state and then comes back here.
Right, and that is frequently the trend, although I did speak with the dean at the college, and she said that they've placed 74% of their graduates. A lot of them do like to stay in Missoula and Montana, but a lot of them do have to leave the state as well.
So 74% placement in Montana or just placement in general?
Placed into jobs.
Okay. Now, what was something that was surprising that you found out during your research for this report?
Well, when I spoke to the dean at the College of Education, she said, you know, what we've seen is a lot of pink slips, levies come and go, but what surprised me was enrollment is up by 13% over the past 2 years. So the teaching profession is still a very hot profession. I think it's become even more popular. A lot of specialty areas that teachers are interested in going in and continuing their own education. Yeah. So it is a hot profession, and people, it's caught on and will continue. That's the gist that I received.
All right, and so your full report will air tonight right here on Montana's news station at 10 o'clock. Of course, the future of teachers and students, your schools, your money continues. Thanks, Robin, for joining us here on this side of Montana.